Rock 92.7 Mihaela here, coming at you with another amazing episode of Mihaela's Music Moments. Today I had the pleasure to speak with none other than Wolfgang Van Halen from Mammoth WVH. They'll be here in Corpus August 19th of this year, and we cannot wait. I heard a rumor, a good one, that you used to be in theater when you were little.
Yeah. I that was one of the few classes I got an A in. So yeah.
Oh, really? I actually did theater too. I actually
Oh, no way.
yeah, it's almost like I had like a two different lives, I guess, because actually I majored in theater in college. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, and then one day I just woke up and I was like, I just want to do music, you know? Like I just want to do this. But
Hey,
anyway,
good choice. Those are two things. Can't go wrong.
yeah. And I was thinking about it too. Like, did you ever think that maybe that could be a career for you, or was this it for you?
Sure, but I think I was just already so on the path of music that's just I just kind of knew that's what I already wanted to do from a very young age.
Right. And also, like, this is all you've done, like since you were 15, like you've never worked at like Subway or, anything like that. Did you ever get like curious about other occupations, like not even necessarily acting, just in general?
Yeah, no, I know I wanted to actually, starting out, there's a grocery store near my house, and I was like, I was like, a good first job would be, do like bag groceries at this grocery store. But then it was that year that that my dad and I started jamming. It was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing this now.
Yeah,
Like
never mind.
it just kind
Never
of
mind
happened.
about the grocery store.
It really wasn't even a choice. It just kind of happened.
Let's go ahead and just talk about the album. Let's just get into
Sure.
it. Your new album, Mammoth 2, which let's just go back a little bit. So your first album, you mentioned that you wrote your experiences that you were currently going through, which I love that. I think those are the best albums. So for this album, was it kind of the same writing process, or did you do something completely different?
Yeah, no, writing process, I think I don't know if there's a way I can do it differently. I think it's just kind of it's like a therapeutic thing for me, kind of getting stuff out through writing music and recording it and everything. So yeah, it was you can kind of really see like every, the amount of time I spent, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty much everything from 2019 to when I started recording it, that it's like, yeah, that's kind of where my mind is at.
Right. That's cool. I did notice from what you released, and you mentioned it as well, they're a lot more upbeat. And even though there are a little bit like harder rock, I would say, I think they're a little bit more, happier and more fun. So knowing that, like, I'm so happy for you, like that you're doing good,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think that's all you can try to do, really.
and I like that. I like that you're almost telling your fans that like I'm good without telling your fans. So another way
Exactly.
to communicate, I guess.
Yeah.
So speaking of, the album hasn't been released yet. Well, you've released quite a few singles so far.
Yeah, we've got
Three,
we've
right?
got two out. I think we're coming out we're I mean, I know another one's gonna happen at some point. I don't know when, but yeah.
Ooh, that is so exciting. I think it's also important to note that on the album, you did everything yourself. And
Yeah.
same thing with the last one. The last one, you kind of didn't have like a set band necessarily. So that was like a big reason why you did it by yourself. But this time you have Frank, John, Ronnie, and Garrett. Did they ever come to you and say like, hey, I want to do just one song or just like one note or just something?
I think they the understanding, at least from the beginning, has been like, okay, live we do this, and Wolf does it in the studio. It's just kind of I think how it's been set up from the beginning. Down the line, could that change? Sure, but I mean, I just really enjoy working in the studio with my producer Elvis, and it's I feel like I get that band interaction with him.
Because that's important. Or well, for the last album, you enjoyed doing the drums. What about for this album? Like, what was your favorite
Yeah,
part?
the drums are still always, I think, my favorite thing to just play. I feel like I don't have the opportunity to play drums as much. anymore, at least while I'm so busy with Mammoth and stuff.
Right.
So being able to have that fun in the studio when recording the album is a great time.
Yeah. Well, dang, I thought you were gonna, I was hoping you would say like, oh, well, I liked playing the bass or something this time around or something.
Nah,
Okay.
drums are all my favorite, so it's really fun to to play that.
I did want to ask something a little bit, I guess it's a little bit more personal. So if you don't mind talking about it, I know you mentioned in an interview that you get nervous. Is that with like everything, or is it just when you're getting ready to go on stage?
Getting ready to go on stage, definitely. I think usually more the beginning of tours and stuff like that. As you keep doing it, you get more used to it. But yeah, I generally hold a great deal of anxiety for anything.
Yeah, same here. I have interviewed, Ko Wetzel, Lizzie Hale, Atreyu, and so many others. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was sitting here waiting and I was like, oh my goodness, So is there anything that you do to like before you go on stage to kind of like calm your nerves a little bit?
Honestly, not really. Like it's just kind of a thing I just try to figure out how to harness. And if I can't, I just don't because it's like I've got to do it. I can't not do it. Be like, hey, Metallica, we can't open for you because I'm scared. Like I like
Yeah.
I can't do that. So it's like you just have to do it and rely on your training, I guess. I think that's why we rehearse so much and I practice all the time is that I'm able to, even if my mind fails me, my body is still there ready to play everything.
Thank you for sharing that. I really like that, you're open about that stuff too, because sometimes it's hard to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, no, it certainly is hard. Yeah, it's because it's a lot it's like for people who don't experience it, they're like, it doesn't exist. So it's a tough thing to kind of tiptoe around in this stage, especially.
Yeah, exactly. On a happier note, let's talk about your show on August 19th here in Corpus. What can we expect from the show?
Ah, man. Well, by that time the album will be out, so we'll be playing everything that we want to play from the new album, which will be really exciting. I'm stoked for that.
So I know you probably can't share exactly like the songs you're playing, but how many songs from the new album are you planning on performing?
Honestly, we want to play as much as we can because we're a new band. We only have one album, so with the second one, I think I'll want to kind of pick like the must plays from the first album and then try and fill it out with new albums to kind of get the out there. The material I think really lends itself well to live. It's really high energy, and I think just touring for the last few years really informed the whole album and wanting it to be more high energy and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great live. So definitely want to play as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. So then, since you're now playing with two albums instead of just one, then probably no like covers or
Yeah,
just,
now at this point, it would have to be really special to do now that we've got, two full albums of material to pick from.
oh, that's gonna be so exciting. Well, I'm really excited. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very excited. I can't wait for the album. I can't wait for everybody to hear the album. I think everybody's gonna, or at least I hope so.
Yes, and I think here in Corpus, we are just spoiled because, the show is after the album comes out. So we're gonna get the best show.
Yeah,
So,
a little bit of time with it instead. Yeah, because we start playing shows the day the album comes out. So it'll be new for a lot of people as we're going through.
Thank you so much, Wolf, for taking the time to talk to us today. The new album, Mammoth 2, will be out on August 4th, and Mammoth WVH will be performing live at Concrete Street on August 19th. Tickets are on sale now. Thank you so much for listening to Rock 92.7, and thank you so much again for listening to Mahala's Music Moment.